What was supposed to be an ordinary day at one of the busiest airports in the United States suddenly transformed into an extraordinary moment that no one present would ever forget. Flights continued to land and depart, security protocols remained in place, and announcements echoed to the terminals. But beneath that routine rhythm, an unprecedented wave of excitement surged through the airport. The reason was simple, yet powerful. Jimin of BTS had arrived. From the moment rumors began circulating online that Jimin might be landing that day, anticipation started building at an alarming speed. Social media platforms lit up with speculative posts, blurry screenshots of flight schedules, and whispered confirmations from fans who claimed to have inside information. Within hours, what began as a rumor evolved into a full-blown digital wildfire, spreading across continents and time zones. By the time Jimin's plane touched down, the airport was already bracing itself for an event of global proportions. A normal arrival that was anything but normal. Jimin did not arrive with sirens or official announcements. There was no press conference waiting at the gate, no red carpet rolled out across the terminal floor. Yet the atmosphere felt electric, as if everyone somehow knew they were witnessing something historic. Airport staff later admitted that they had never seen anything quite like it. Not for Hollywood actors, not for world leaders, not even for major sporting icons. As passengers disembarked from international flights, murmurs spread rapidly. Some fans stood frozen in disbelief, clutching their phones as notifications exploded with live updates. Others began crying quietly, overwhelmed by the realization that they were standing only meters away from one of the most influential artists of the 21st century. Even travelers who were not fans found themselves swept up in a moment, pausing mid-stride to understand why the terminal suddenly felt alive. Security tightens as crowds grow. Airport security was the first to notice that this was no ordinary crowd. Fans were not rushing recklessly, but their numbers were growing by the minute. They gathered along railings, near arrival gates, and in open spaces where they hoped to catch even a fleeting glimpse of Jimin. Some had traveled for hours, others for days, just for the chance to see him walk through the terminal. Authorities quickly adjusted their strategy. Additional personnel were deployed, barriers were repositioned, and communication between airport management and security teams intensified. Despite the sudden pressure, the operation remained calm and controlled. Officials later emphasized that while the airport was never truly shut down, certain sections experienced delays and restricted movement due to the sheer volume of people. In that sense, the word paralyzed began trending not because operations had stopped, but because the airport's normal flow had been dramatically altered. The presence of one individual, an artist, had effectively reshaped the environment of a massive transportation hub. The moment everyone was waiting for. When Jimin finally appeared, escorted by security, the reaction was immediate and overwhelming. Gasps echoed through the terminal, followed by waves of cheers that security struggled to keep subdued. Phones rose into the air like a forest of glowing screens, capturing every step, every expression, every small gesture. Jimin himself appeared calm, composed, and unmistakably gracious. Dressed simply yet stylishly, he acknowledged the crowd with gentle bows and soft waves. His expression reflected a mix of humility and awareness. He clearly understood the impact of his presence, yet he never appeared overwhelmed by it. For many fans, that brief moment was enough. Some collapsed into tears after seeing him. Others hugged strangers standing beside them, united by a shared emotional experience. It was not chaos fueled by disorder, but by devotion. Social media explodes in real time. Within minutes, clips of Jimin's arrival dominated social media feeds worldwide. Hashtags related to his name, and the airport began trending in multiple countries simultaneously. Fans who were not physically present felt as though they were experiencing the moment in real time, thanks to live streams and rapid uploads. Comments poured in from every corner of the globe. Some praised Jimin's humility. Others marveled at his influence. Many questioned how a single person could inspire such a massive reaction without saying a word. Media outlets quickly picked up the story, with headlines emphasizing the scale of the crowd and the airport's unprecedented response. Airport staff speak out. Later that day, anonymous airport staff shared their experiences with local media. Several described the atmosphere as surreal. noting that even veteran employees with decades of experience had never witnessed such a phenomenon. One staff member reportedly said that it felt less like a celebrity arrival and more like a cultural event unfolding in real time. Flight attendants, security officers, and ground staff alike acknowledged the professionalism of the fans, praising them for following instructions despite their excitement. This cooperation, they said, was crucial in preventing the situation from escalating into true chaos. Not just fame, but cultural impact. Experts argue that what happened at the airport goes beyond celebrity worship. Jimin represents a broader cultural shift, one in which music transcends language borders and traditional industry limits. As a member of BTS, he has helped redefine what global success looks like, challenging Western-dominated narratives and opening doors for Asian artists worldwide. His arrival at a U.S. airport symbolized that shift in a very real, physical way. The crowd was not limited to one demographic. Fans of different ages, background, and nationality stood side by side, united by admiration for an artist whose message resonates far beyond music charts. A ripple effect across the city. The impact of Jimin's arrival did not end at the airport. Hotels nearby reported sudden increases in bookings, rideshare prices surged due to high demand, and local businesses experienced an unexpected influx of customers. What began as a single arrival turned into an economic ripple effect, benefiting the surrounding area almost instantly. City officials later acknowledged that events like this demonstrate the tangible influence of global pop culture. When an artist of Jimin's stature arrives, the effects are felt not only emotionally, but economically and socially as well. Media scrutiny and public debate. As images of the crowded terminals circulated online, debates emerged. Some questioned whether airports should prepare differently for celebrity arrivals, while others argued that such moments highlight the need for better crowd management protocols. However, the overwhelming consensus was clear. The situation had been handled responsibly and no serious incidents occurred. Many commentators also noted the contrast between this event and past celebrity arrivals that ended poorly. In this case, fans largely respected boundaries, security remained firm but respectful, and Jimin himself set the tone with his calm demeanor. Jimin's silent statement. Perhaps the most powerful aspect of the event was what Jimin did not say. He did not make a speech, issue a statement, or post immediately on social media. Yet his presence alone spoke volumes. His quiet respect for fans, staff, and security reinforced the image that millions already hold of him, an artist who understands his influence and chooses to wield it responsibly. Later, when Jimin did acknowledge fans online, his words were simple and heartfelt, thanking everyone for their support and asking them to stay safe. That brief message only deepened the emotional impact of the airport moment, a defining image of modern fame. In an era where fame is often measured by online metrics, Jimin's arrival offered a rare physical manifestation of influence. Thousands of people, a major international airport adjusting its operations, global media coverage, all triggered by the presence of one individual. This was not just a viral moment. It was a defining image of modern global stardom, where connection matters more than spectacle and authenticity resonates louder than promotion. What happens next? As Jimin continues his activities in the United States, anticipation remains high. Fans are watching closely, not just for appearances or performances, but for the subtle ways he continues to shape conversations about music, culture, and identity. If his airport arrival is any indication, the days ahead promise moments that will once again blur the line between celebrity news and cultural history. Conclusion: more than an airport arrival. So, was the U.S. airport truly paralyzed? Not in the literal sense, but in another way, yes. For a brief moment, time seemed to slow, routines shifted, and thousands of people focused on a single shared experience. Jimin's arrival transformed an ordinary space into a stage where emotion, admiration, and global connection took center stage. In the end, what happened at that airport was not about delays or crowds. It was about the extraordinary power of music, the reach of one artist, and a reminder that even in the most routine places, something unforgettable can happen when the world comes together, even for just a few minutes.